Lesson 18, Park. 1. Do you like parks? Yes, I think it is the perfect place to take a walk and release stress. The air here, because the air here is very fresh and cool. Sometimes I even catch a few squirrels in the trees. However, I rarely go there because I'm so busy studying and I'm not interested in walking. 2. How often do you visit parks? As I mentioned above, I'm so busy at work, studying, so I don't don't have much time for walking, and of course I cannot go to the park. Yes, only when I feel so stressed and tired do I visit it. 3. Why are parks an important part of many towns and cities? Would you like to see some more parks and gardens in your hometown? In the city there are many problems such as stressful, air pollution and so on. So people often choose the parks as the ideal place to get away from the hustle and bustle of city life, to release stress and breathe the fresh air after nerve-wracking days. 4. What do you think could be done to make parks better? Do you think the parks and gardens where you live could be improved in any ways? I think the current parks are pretty well built. However, if there were more the play areas for children, it would be better. Or there should be a medical station for to serve people when needed. When was the last time you went to the park? It's been a while. Yes. About 3 months ago, my close friend went to Hanoi, so I took her to the park near my house to have a picnic and breathe the fresh air in here. Do you prefer to relax with your friends in a park or an indoor space? To be honest, I consider myself as extroverted person, so I prefer to relax in a park because I can comfortably play in a spacious space and breathe the fresh air. However, if the weather too cold or too hot, I will choose relax, have fun indoors. Is there a park near your house? In Hanoi, there is a park right near my house. It's about 2 kilometers from my house. There is a famous famous park, and it is visited by many people, but I rarely go there because I'm so busy at work, so at study, so I rarely go there. What do people often do in the park? I think the park is an ideal place for walking and exercising because the air here is very fresh and cool. It's very good for health. Clubs often choose the parks as a ideal place to organize the team buildings, and it is also where families have a picnic every free times. Did you often visit the park when you were young? To be honest, when I were kids, I used to visit amusement parks more than garden parks because there were more games here, and I could have as much fun as I want. Part 3. 1. What are the benefits that a park can bring to a city? I think the parks is an ideal place to help people get away from the hustle and bustle of city life. It's a place where people can release stress and breathe the fresh air. People also can exercise and take a walk in here to improve their health. And most of all, it is also the place to tie relationships together. Between the couples, between the parents and their children, between and so on. Yes. 2. Why do people in the city like public gardens? When living in the city, people are often surrounded by the glass skyscrapers and endless concrete streets that cause terrible heat. So they choose public gardens to get away from that entanglement and breathe in the fresh and cool air. This is also the ideal place to get rid of the stress in their life. It also adds aesthetic value to the city. Yes. 3. How can we encourage young people to go to parks more often? I think young people are increasingly concerned about their health, so parks should build more sports areas to attract more youngsters working out here. Such as some sport facility, some yes, medical stations and so on. Yes, in particular, in fact, children. As for the children, they gradually immerse themselves into the vital work like others, because there are not many play areas for children in the park. So children's play areas should be added to attract families with young people to play. I think that is the way for families to tie relationship together between the couples, between the parents and children. Yes. 4. Should the government make people clean parks and gardens? Such a tough question. Today, I think environmental workers have been hired to clean and care for public gardens and parks. They did a very good job of this. However, people should also be conscious of protecting the environment to reduce the workloads for the workers and contribute to preservation of the general environment. So I agree with the question. 5. What do you think parks will look like in the future? My guess is that in the future the parks will be more developed. For example, there are friendly animals like monkeys, like squirrels, and so on will walk with us. And in fact, in the world, the park in Singapore did it very good job. Yes, or there will be tree house for those who want to stay here for a few days. There is even an artificial beach located right at the park. But if we use up all the space, maybe the park will be located either underground or off an island. Yes, I think so.